What is life path number 5? Welcome and thank you for joining us. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video and want to know your soul urge, life path, and destiny numbers, click the link in the description below. Enjoy! The life path or destiny number is the number that results from the reduction of your date of birth. It offers insight about the core of your personality, and will also give you a greater understanding of the pathway to success in your life. If your life path number is number 5, congratulations, you are a great seeker after freedom. Since birth you are a pioneer, not as much in the sense of being driven towards something new, but more in the sense of never being quite satisfied with being at rest. Admittedly a thrill seeker, you love change and risk, and are never comfortable with the idea of settling down. You fear being forced or smothered, or more so being labeled or boxed in, either by the expectations of others, or by a routine that is too rigid. Because of this fear, you often have difficulty committing, either to relationships, or to career goals. You don't like the idea of being tied to another person, and you like the idea of having to report how you spend your hours to a boss, had even less in retrospective. It is very possible for a 5 to develop a lifestyle that avoids bonds with restrictive responsibilities while still meeting cultural standards for stability, but this is a tricky balancing act. Read on for some tips that might help you strike a comfortable balance within the times that are presented to you in its entirety. Life path number 5 are exciting and full of energy. They crave variety and change, but remain very loyal to those they care about. In a romantic relationship, a partner with a 5 life path will always keep you guessing. They are communicative, free-thinking, and charming, but don't expect them to sit still for long. Keep reading to see which other life path numbers make great lovers for the number 5, and which ones are just too different to get along. Put life path numbers 5 and 1 into a relationship and they will turn heads and get people whispering. This is also a relationship where the words bored and empty never enter the equation. This combo is like wind and fire. The energy between the personality traits of these numbers can both create and destroy, but the 1 and the 5 feed on each other's strengths and respect each other's powers. Together, the 1 and the 5 create moments of rarely achieved highs and ecstatic experiences of love and bonding. Still, the intensity of this match can blow the other way and make the 1 and 5 shared lifestyle a destructive one involving addiction or laziness, which can lead to mutual blame of the other. The 1 and the 5 simply need to keep adventurism in check. 1 will play the role of captain of the ship, while the impulsive 5 is the free spirit. 5 and 2 life path numbers. Generally, life path numbers 5 and 2 have short-lived relationships. Simply put, they don't get or particular each other. Think of the 2 as water and the 5 as fire. In a specific environment, they can benefit each other, but when they occupy the same space, one will destroy the other. The best lesson for them is to stay out of each other's way. If a 2 and 5 do fall for each other, a strong, lifelong relationship can result if each is willing to accept the other as is. 2s and 5s should never try to change each other. Independence is important here, too. While the 2 understands and respects emotions and intuitions, the 5 understands action and risky adventures. If the 2 and 5 can respect each other's strengths and maintain distance, their relationship has a shot. 5 and 3 are an excellent combination, but because both partners are so compatible, they run the risk of enhancing each other's less desirable traits, too. 3 is upbeat and playful, but not always focused on results. 5 is often restless, although more social. If a 3 and 5 live together, they will create a harmonious living environment, and they will definitely become the couple people admire for their ability to communicate so easily and energetically. It is this popularity that could cause trouble. Both, but 5 especially, have a tendency to be jealous. Also, both 3s and 5s enjoy the spotlight, which could create an uncomfortable competitive atmosphere. It is best for both to hone their communication, and to beware. Shelving emotional problems for too long can mean the death of the relationship. Both numbers need to be sensitive to signs of discomfort or anger and address them immediately to ensure a creative and happy life. 5 and 4 life path numbers. Life path numbers 5 and 4 make up a challenging combination. 4s like routine and predictability, while 5s prefer change and the unexpected. Often, these 2 can be each other's polar opposites, which explains the initial attraction. The 4th may be drawn to the 5's daring approach to a dynamic life, the 5th may admire the control and discipline the 4 seems to have. The resulting relationship might feel like a rollercoaster ride. Both differ socially. 5 is far more wild, although 4 can come out and play when the occasion calls for it. In matters of opinion, 4 and 5 will often find each other in opposition. 4 probably leans more toward the right of the spectrum, while 5 leans left. For this partnership to work, the mutual love must be strong enough to allow each person room to stick to his or her lifestyle of choice. If both partners remain flexible and don't take themselves too seriously, love can bloom. 5 and 5 life path numbers. Contradictions are overpowering. The 5 is sensual and freedom-loving and resists being tied down. The 5 likes to indulge, and sometimes risks developing an addiction. But the 5 is also loyal, and is the least likely to cheat out of any number. The 5 will still avoid commitment, but once committed, takes the relationship very seriously. 2 5s can adapt to each other and allow a lot of freedom within the relationship. Support for each other is strong, but there is a dangerous side to this relationship. Both partners will require variety in their lives. This variety could involve a desire to change careers or move to a new place, even when it might be unnecessary. This urge for freedom and adventure can be a source of trouble to a couple of 5s. This can be a fulfilling relationship, though, so 2 5s should be careful to keep each other in check and out of overindulgence. Both 5s should help each other stay disciplined and moral. 5 and 6 life path numbers. 5 and 6 complement each other very well. 5 is attracted to a 6's strength and stability, 6 is attracted to 5's free spirit and courage. In short, 6 is 5's haven, and 5 is 6's ticket to growth. Generally, this kind of coupling doesn't happen. There's some initial distrust the 6 and 5 have when they first meet, so love at first sight is rare between the two. When the spark is there, however, the relationship becomes very physical and sensual, creating a powerful attraction that will last a long time. Still, 6 gives love so freely and generously that the 5th of may become jealous, and the 6th of may not be able to relate to how social the 5 is. Basically, 6 loves home, 5 loves the bar scene. If they keep this difference in mind, 5 and 6 can strike a harmonious balance. 5 and 7 life path numbers. Life path numbers 5 and 7 form a combo that is not only one of the most ideal for long-lasting relationships, but also a match that promises growth for both partners. These two numbers feed each other on a spiritual plane. Many famous intellectual and artistic couples were 5 and 7. Basically, a 5 and a 7 together are greater than the sum of their parts. 5 has a quick, flexible mind spiced with a wicked sense of humor. 7 has a dry sense of humor and a deep way of thinking. Problems may arise if 5's tastes seem too over the top or shallow, or if 7 becomes too hung up on spiritual concepts. Still, 5 and 7 have such a powerful, positive influence on each other that these disagreements rarely kill the relationship overall. The 5 keeps the 7 loose and able to enjoy life, while the 7 is able to show the 5 a deep, serious thirst for knowledge. 5 and 8 life path numbers. A successful relationship between life path numbers 5 and 8 can be challenging. Compatibility can only exist if each partner has a very different role in the relationship. As business partners, a 5 and 8 can do very well. The 5 is an excellent promoter and salesperson, and the 8 is a visionary with a strong authoritative presence. Romance is possible, too, but only if the 5 and the 8 take care not to influence each other or tell each other how to behave. Also, the 8 tends to be authoritative and the 5 is a social butterfly. Jealousy and control issues may come up. The key to success here: respecting personal freedom and space. Each partner should keep some distance within day-to-day life, expectations, and routine. 5 and 9 life path numbers. Although 5 and 9 have very little in common, they're like oil and water. If the two are attracted to each other, it's because other numbers in the charts bring them together. 5 is adventurous, dynamic, and freedom-loving, but 9s think of 5s as annoying and irresponsible. 9 is idealistic, dutiful, and responsible, but 5s think 9s are superficial. If a 5 and a 9 decouple off, it is important for the 9 to realize a few things. First, that the only way to impress a 5 is through selflessness. The 9 should let the results of his or her actions speak for themselves. The 5, meanwhile, needs to understand that 9 will find 5 shallow and selfish due to misunderstanding. 5 and 9 must compromise and be diplomatic when it comes to such issues, and only then can they have a successful relationship in full context.